guys, how you doing? jpsarrireviews here. The day XM Studios came into the picture of the collectible world, the day they introduced themselves, it changed the landscape of the industry forever. Companies that they were at the top, they became secondary at that moment, and XM became the standard that everyone wanted to imitate, everyone wanted to follow, because they not only produce the best quality possible, they offer you so many different switch outs and parts and the best packaging possible. They also communicated in a good way. They were hands-on with their customers. They were really taking care of them, and they continue to do so. Now, they acquired the DC line some time ago, and they have produced some fantastic pieces, some dioramas. They have produced some 1/4 scale pieces, different lines, but a lot of people are very interested on the 1/6 scale Rebirth line, which covers the entire DC, and it's more like a variation, kind of like a classic modern. It's really a take that they are doing with these characters that in my opinion is fantastic. Now, last week, Catwoman on this Rebirth line went out for pre-order. It's already live on pre-order on the website. So today I want to really break down the information that we have so far, the good and the bad, and ultimately let you know if this is worth a buy or not. So stay tuned. Alright guys, I'm here at the XM Studios website, and I'm going to have the link for those who are interested to come to the website and look at the information yourself. I will have the link in the description. But as you can see, it says Catwoman Rebirth, worldwide availability. It means that anywhere in the world, wherever you are, whatever your country, you can order this. Now, it does have a very small edition size, 399. This is the edition size that they're producing with all the 1/6 scale pieces. In my opinion, it's a good thing if you're really looking for the high-end, I would say, label. This is definitely high-end. They're very limited. They're very unique. So not many in the world. So definitely that really boosts the price, and that's one of the reasons that, you know, it justifies the price in the end. The retail price, everything here is in Singapore dollars. It's $599. That's the retail price as if you purchase this. $599, you're looking at $420. That's the average. I would say that's what right now with the exchange, that's what you pay for this piece, which means, of course, it's not cheap. Now, if you make a full payment, there is additional 10% off. What it means is that you can make a deposit, which is 300 Singapore dollars, or you can pay everything as a whole. And if you pay everything as a whole, you get the discount. So it's $539.10. So that comes out to pretty much $379. So that's US dollars. So that's savings there. Now, there's a prestige price. I mean, if you're a member of XM Studios, you have purchased from them in the past, you have a special account with them, it's $539.10. So that price applies to the people that are coming back to purchase again. Now, those also, they get an extra 5% on top of the 10% of that price. So you're looking at pretty much a $509. So they're paying $357. So that's good. So they have options. They take care of their customers. They take care of their, returning customers, and that's good. Now here you can pretty much choose your country, so that can tells you the price of the shipping. Again, you can pay the deposit, which is 300 Singapore dollars. You can pay all of this through PayPal, credit cards. They have the options there with American Express, Visa, MasterCard, all of that. Or you can pay all at once at checkout. This is a concept that has been done before, in my opinion, but it really fits so well with the character. A perch on top of a gargoyle. It really enhances her view. I love her smile. I love her face. The playfulness of this piece is very nice, as you can see. Now, the eyes might be a bit crooked, if I'm kind of guessing. That will be, even though it's not crooked, but on the angle, it might be the angle. But the fear is sometimes when they produce these things that happen with, normally our eyes are not always rotated on the same angle. Sometimes people complain about like crooked eyes because on different pieces, because everything that our eyes are all looking in the same direction. And that's not true. Our eyes kind of go in different angles. It does. There's a difference, and it's hard sometimes to translate that into certain pieces. And if you have a person that produces in a factory that doesn't know how to do it well, then you have the googly eyes, the crooked eyes, and that happens with I show a lot. So hopefully that doesn't happen with this piece, because ultimately it's a person that is putting everything together and they doing the final touches. So I'm just putting that out there. Hopefully they don't mess with that, but really like that. I would say love the playfulness in her face. Love the color they use on her lips. Of course, it's a prototype. Changes might be made. I'm not too crazy about the color that has been used on the goggles. I do feel that they could have improved that by maybe make it plastic or different color. It just, I don't know, particularly for this price point, you're trying to be as, you give it the best quality possible, and it's just painted. Of course, it's a prototype that might be changed, but it would be nice if it was like transparent, like a plastic thing or something that make it look more like, real, goggles. But it is not the case. Let's move and look at other pieces. Here you can see, I'm not so sure about the cat. The eyes of the cat are not so good. And of course, this is a prototype. Hopefully they fix that, because it looks like a plastic toy in there. I don't know. It's just my opinion. But you can see also not keen of this here. Of course, this is on top of, I would say, a gargoyle. So it means it's on top of a church environment or church, any type of church. But as you can see, this was painted, and this, if you look at this, these are supposed to be crystals, in those big, windows in churches. So again, the same thing with this. They should have done some type of plastic with that, translucent plastic. The same they should have done with this one, because it looks painted. It looks like somebody used a, in this case, some crayons, and they just, some Sharpie or whatever, and they just paint it like that. It's not good. It doesn't look, I would say, high-end in my opinion. Everything looks fine, but those things to me are points of contention. And this picture kind of, it really shows us things in a better light. The gargoyle is fine. Everything is fine. The color of that is fine. It's just that needs work, because it's just part of the skull. So hopefully they fix that and they input that. I don't know. I haven't really followed much of what they has said on in this case on the groups. One thing I can say about the 10 brothers, the owners of XM Studios, they really interact with people. They're great. They really want to give you their best. Really like this in this angle. Very nice. I love the paint job on her. Again, the goggles are fine. I'm not saying that they're wrong, but it would be nice if they had a different tone and you can see through them. But of course, it's just a nitpick, not necessarily a bad thing. Even though if they keep it like that, it's still going to be good in my opinion. Still is a great piece. But yes, in this case, the crystals on those windows, they need to be fixed. Look at that angle. I would say, it's kind of nice that it's a go around, but definitely this piece is more for display up front, unless you want to look at her butt. And I'm sure there's some people that love to do that. There's all kind of sickos around in this hobby, but it's fine. Love that. They did a good detail on the weathering on the stones. And this is the switch out head. Very nice, a very nice switch out head. She has some thick eyebrows though. She does. Maybe they need to kind of make it fine, a little fine lines instead of just that thick eyebrows. But everybody's different. I don't have a problem with thick eyebrows. I do have thick eyebrows, and actually I like girls with thick eyebrows. But in any case, it's just a nitpick too. But it looks nice. I'm not saying that. Of course, you can see her backpack there. It's cool. It's a nice piece. Of course, it's pricey, but you have to consider that it's so limited, and that really adds to the price. And you can see the eyes of that cat there. That looks so good. So that really adds to the price point. So yeah, the cat needs fixing. That needs fixing. Maybe some of the stuff. Maybe the eyebrows. Maybe the goggles. Maybe the glass there. Maybe that. But other than that, it's a little bit nitpicks there. But yeah, the big thing would be the cat and the glass. Now, what I like about what they're doing here, in comparison to other companies, they are naming the artist, and that's great because some companies don't do that. I've seen that with Prime One Studio. Artists, you have Ario and Indito. He's the concept artist. He's the one that created pretty much the drawings, and he came up with the concept. Now, Paul Tan did the sculpt. He's the sculptor of the whole piece. Did a fantastic job for sure. And of course, the XM Studio Design and Development team, they're the ones that did the painting, put all the everything together. Now, they're giving us the shipping rates, and here you have North America, which includes USA, Canada, and Mexico, is 250 Singapore dollars. $250, you're looking at around 175 US dollars. Europe, it's a little less, it's 245, but also, it's kind of the same in the sense because, of course, the euro is higher than the US dollars. The United Kingdom is 250, the same, so it's around the same price. Southeast Asia, it's cheaper, of course, because they're closer to them. East Asia, which is Korea, China, Hong Kong, Taiwan is 160. Australia and New Zealand is also high, it's 205 and 230. It's cheaper than the shipping to the US, but still high. Now I want to show you the XM DC line, or everything that they have done so far with the DC license, from 1.4 to 1.6 to dioramas. They have done all sort of things. And in my opinion, every time I see what XM is doing, I get excited. Every time they're about to reveal something, I do get excited, because as a company, they have produced a lot of quality stuff. And I wouldn't say that the pieces are perfect or they're 100% perfect. Sometimes I have, they have some minor gripes or some minor nitpicks with the stuff they do. But ultimately, what they're doing is just phenomenal. What they're doing is changing the landscape of the industry. They are really pushing new ideas. They are very refreshing. They're very young. And that to me is great. That's something that we need in this industry, that sometimes gets kind of, set in its old ways and things that we used to do. And a lot of collectors, they prefer things the old-fashioned way, and they're not willing to adapt to the new thing. And I think XM is one of those companies that is really pushing for new and fresh ideas. And as you can see, there's Catwoman right now. A lot of people love this Dark Side. I prefer the one that was is produced by Twitterhead, because it's more classic. So again, what I was talking about new ideas, I'm still kind of old school in some other things. But definitely, this is not a bad piece. If you're looking for something newer, something that is has a newer concept, definitely this is something that you need to consider. And of course, this Mera Rebirth, also they have the same prices. Of course, in this case, the Dark Side piece is a lot more expensive because of the size. It's a huge piece. And Mera, beautiful. I love that. Her face is beautiful. Now, this Harley Quinn got a lot of complaints for a lot of people. A lot of people didn't like the concept. I love the concept. I think it's a fantastic piece. It's different. It's not a classic Harley Quinn. This Samurai series is definitely interesting. Then you have this Batman Rebirth. I wouldn't say that I'm super crazy about it, but the piece is nice. And of course, it has some of the David Finch art style in there. This Robin, I love this Robin as well. This order's already closed. I love this Green Lantern, very nice piece. More modern version of Green Lantern, but that's close to. You can see this Harley Quinn, this Bloodstorm, 80 years celebration of Batman, very nice, very interesting art style. Then you have the Batman Hush, the 80 years, that order was closed. Also very nice, 1/6 scale. Cyborg, love this Deathstroke, is very nice. You have the Lobo piece, that's a very nice Lobo. Very cool Lobo, very nice what they did there. This is something that to me is a masterpiece. The Batman Sanity, based on the art of David Finch. They got the one in full color and the one without the color, like the Dream. Everything is the smoke version. Man, this is something so wonderful. Very nice piece. Very nice piece. Then you got the Batman Shogun, Samurai series, also very large piece. I really like the Flash. I love this case, the statue, the figure. I'm not so crazy about the base, but it's a fresh new concept, and that's great. Of course, you got Aquaman also, very nice. You got Deathstroke for the Samurai series. You got Superman Rebirth. And the Joker, and they had some issues with Wonder Woman and the Joker when they came out. People complain about some of the quality, particularly with the price, but I do like the style. That really, Wonder Woman looks phenomenal. And then you have the Bane for the Samurai series, and then you have Catwoman also, Poison Ivy, very nice too, Batgirl for the Samurai series again, and Batman. Of course, there's a couple of things. Some of these pieces already sold out, so definitely makes it harder for people to jump in on board right away. Particularly, for example, Superman was sold out. One of the first pieces that came out was an order, and all of that. So hopefully they revisit that and they bring more of them, because of course they're limited, and that really dissuades some people to continue collecting, start fresh now. Because what they're gonna pair it with. But I would say that right now, of course, you got Batman and you got Catwoman. If you want to kind of really collect everything that has to do with Batman, the Batman universe, so definitely this is a good start. Well, guys, there you have it. It is clear to me that XM Studios is a company that deserves our full attention. In a very short amount of time, they set themselves at the highest level possible. They are the standard that everyone wants to imitate right now. Some people would say that Sasha is the standard. I disagree. I think XM Studios is the standard because they are given their best. They are committed to produce the best product possible. They're committed to the label of high-end collectibles. So what they're producing is unique. In my opinion, that's a great thing. Now, this piece, I would say the price point is definitely something that it needs to be considered. It's not something that everyone can afford. But remember, this is a high-end collectible. So only I would say a small group of collectors will be able to afford it. But if you can't afford it, definitely this is something worth having. And being part of this collection, in my opinion, is great. And I'm amazed by what they're doing. It needs some work in some areas. Some pieces probably could be better, but ultimately they're doing fantastic work, and that's worth a price in my opinion. But what is your opinion? What do you think about this piece? Do you like this Catwoman? Are you going to pre-order? Are you going to pass because you think it's too expensive or you don't like certain things of it? Let me know in the comments below. So once again, my friends, thanks for watching. God bless you. Take care, and I'll talk to you again. Bye-bye.